Hey everyone, and welcome to Successful Life DH YouTube channel. Are you ready to design a life you truly love? This episode is all about creating actionable change, where we are showing you 7 proven habits that can create change in just 1 week. Forget generic tips. These are raw, honest strategies that I've applied with incredible results. And that is why. Make sure that you stick around till the very end, because these tips can change your life too. So, grab your headphones, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive in. Get ready to witness a total life overhaul in just 7 days. I know it sounds unbelievable, but it happened to me. Forget generic tips. These are raw, honest strategies I've personally used. These are the real, unfiltered habits that I personally embraced, and the impact was astonishing. I'm talking struggles, breakthroughs, and victories that led to a complete transformation. I'm bursting to share these with you because they had a profound effect on my life. And I genuinely believe they can do the same for you. Whether you're striving for peak productivity, a healthier mindset, or simply a more fulfilling daily existence, these habits are your key. So, brew a cup of your favorite drink, settle in, and let's dive headfirst into this adventure. Trust me, you'll want to stay tuned until the very end because these aren't just abstract theories. They're actionable strategies that you can implement right now. And as a bonus, I'll be sprinkling in personal anecdotes and insights from my own journey, offering a raw and authentic perspective on how these habits truly worked for me. So, without any further delay, let's jump right in. Okay, let's dive into habit number 1, conquering the DOM. And let me be real, this was a battle at first. I was not a morning person. My bed was my soulmate, and the snooze button, my most used app. Mornings were a scramble, and I always felt like I was behind schedule. Then I decided to challenge the night and wake up early. It was a 5 a.m. wake-up call. People, not for the faint of heart. Those first few days were rough. Picture me, zombie walking to the coffee maker, questioning every life choice I'd ever made. But I dug in, and around day 3, the magic happened. The serenity of those early hours hit me like a wave. It was like I had the world to myself, a secret, quiet space. I suddenly had time to do everything I needed to do without the fear of being late or rushing somewhere. And the other surprising benefit of waking up early was that I no longer felt rushed. I had the time to prepare my intentions for the day, and some light exercises like stretching to boost the energy throughout the day. And these moments had a profound impact on my productivity and mindset. This simple shift created a more organized morning where my anxiety was reduced. In the new time, I realized the power of waking up early. I urge you to just give it a try. Even if that simply means waking up 15 minutes earlier in the morning. You might be surprised that it has a positive impact on your life. Not about the hours you gain, but the mindful you create. Habit number 3, journaling. Let's be real. I used to think journaling was reserved for people with endless free time or those naturally inclined to introspection. I was a skeptic. Who has the time to sit down and dissect their day when life is already a whirlwind? Yet, 1 week of consistent journaling completely transformed my perspective. becoming a cornerstone of my personal growth. I started simply. Every night before bed, I dedicated a mere 10 minutes. A basic notebook, a comfortable pen, no fancy apps, no pressure to be profound. Just me and my thoughts. The first night, I faced a blank page, unsure where to begin. Then, I started with the basics, the day's events, joys, and struggles. As days turned into nights, I dared to dive deeper. I explored my aspiration, fears, dreams, and even insecurities. It was like engaging in a private conversation with myself, and that's where the magic happened. Patterns emerged in my thoughts and actions. I realized that some anxieties were beyond my control, while others were areas where I could take concrete steps. One night, I recall writing about a particularly stressful workday. By externalizing my thoughts, I gained emotional clarity. I pinpointed the stressors, acknowledged my feelings, and identified alternative actions for the future. This simple act of reflection empowered me to regain control. Another profound aspect of journaling was tracking my progress. No matter how small, I meticulously noted victories and milestones. Reviewing these entries provided a sense of accomplishment and fueled my motivation. For example, I documented my preparation for a nerve-wracking presentation. Seeing the process and positive outcome chronicled in my journal was incredibly affirming. I also created a gratitude section listing 3 things I appreciated each day. This practice shifted my focus from lack to abundance, infusing positivity into my daily life. One particularly impactful entry recounted a random act of kindness. A stranger assisting me with my groceries. Writing about this not only filled me with gratitude, but inspired me to pay it forward. Through my journaling practice, I uncovered layers about myself, my desires, fears, strengths, and weaknesses. It became a therapeutic outlet, a way to disentangle the complex web of emotions we all carry. It provided a safe haven where I could be completely candid, without fear of judgment. If you've never explored journaling, I urge you to begin. Don't strive for perfection or profound insights. Simply write what comes to mind. Whether a stream of consciousness, a daily recap, or reflections on a specific event, allow yourself the freedom to express. You might be surprised by the clarity and peace it unlocks. Remember, it's not what you write, but the act of writing itself that holds the power. Time to embrace habit number 4, mindful eating. Now, this one was a game changer for me. Like so many of us, I used to eat on autopilot, barely registering what or how much I was shoving down. My meals were a chaotic blend of hurried bites and digital distractions. Phone in one hand, fork in the other. I didn't grasp the full impact this had on my well-being until I committed to a week of mindful eating. Mindful eating is about fully immersing yourself in the experience of nourishment, inside and out. It's savoring each morsel, truly noticing the symphony of flavors, textures, and even the subtle sounds of your food. So, I vowed to approach every meal with intention. I began by setting the stage, a clear dining table, a thoughtfully arranged place setting, and a complete ban on distractions. No phone, no TV, no laptop. At first, sitting in silence with my food felt almost unsettling. But it quickly evolved into a serene ritual. I started each meal with a few grounding breaths, centering myself in the present moment. Suddenly, I rediscovered the joy of eating. I lingered over each bite, truly appreciating the nuances of flavor and texture. Dishes I'd consumed countless times revealed hidden depths. The crisp snap of fresh vegetables, the burst of sweetness from ripe fruit. It was like experiencing food in high definition. I also felt more content after meals. By eating slowly and with awareness, I allowed my body to communicate its fullness. This was a revelation, as I was prone to scarfing down meals and invariably overeating. Tuning into my body's signals allowed me to naturally eat less and feel more satisfied. One standout experience was a simple bowl of oatmeal. Normally, I'd inhale it without a second thought, but this time I lingered, savoring the creamy texture and the delicate sweetness of the honey. It became a moment of quiet gratitude, setting a positive tone for the day. I also began noticing the distinct ways different foods affected my body. Heavy, processed fare left me feeling lethargic and bloated, while fresh, wholesome foods sparked energy and lightness. This awareness guided me toward healthier choices, without feeling deprived or restricted. Another key element of mindful eating is acknowledging the emotional baggage we attach to food. I started to recognize instances when I was eating out of boredom, stress, or a need for emotional comfort, rather than genuine hunger. That realization was powerful. Instead of mindlessly reaching for snacks, I could address the underlying feelings. Perhaps I needed a break, a moment of relaxation, or a chat with a friend, rather than a bag of chips. One evening, I found myself craving something sweet after dinner. Instead of automatically grabbing a dessert, I paused and asked myself if I was truly hungry or simply seeking a reward for a long day. I realized I wasn't actually hungry and instead opted for a comforting cup of herbal tea. It was a small victory, but it underscored the transformative power of mindful eating. Embracing mindful eating has been a truly enlightening experience. It's fostered a healthier relationship with food, improved my digestion, and even amplified my overall sense of well-being. I've maintained this habit long after that initial week, and I wholeheartedly encourage you to give it a try. If you're intrigued, start with just one meal a day. Find a quiet space, take a few centering breaths, and truly savor each bite. Pay attention to the flavors, textures, and how the food makes you feel. You might be amazed at how this simple practice can revolutionize your entire eating experience. It's a wonderful pathway to reconnect with your body and truly honor the nourishment that food provides. Okay, let's talk about habit number 5. Taming the screen monster. Yes, I'm talking about limiting screen time. For me, this was a real gut check, and I'm guessing many of you can relate. We're living in a matrix-style existence, where it's all too easy to get sucked into hours of social media wormholes, binge-watching, or obsessively refreshing our email. But I began to notice I wanted real-world and face-to-face interactions. The digital was no longer cutting it. It was a void. I wanted to step back into reality, so I decided to draw a line. To do this, I put my free time hours under 1 hour rule with digital interactions. And what I can honestly tell you is that it was scary, but I pulled through. As with the new limits and a new challenge to uphold, I knew that things would be different for me. I did, however, had a chance to re-explore interests and past that I have never had a chance to look at. But what I can tell you, however, is that it wasn't all sunshine and daisies. It was scary, but what pulled me through was that fact. I did not want to doom scroll through social media, wishing I was living a different life. I wanted to enjoy my journey. This thought was what pulled me through. I decided that I needed to connect with the real world, because I did not want to keep missing the amazing experiences that came with it. This habit has led to improved sleep, a clearer mind, and rediscovering a world beyond the screen. The real world. That is there for you. What I invite you to do is simply go ahead and limit your screen and see what happens. Let's turn the page to habit number 6, daily reading. And before you say, "I don't have time," hear me out. I used to think reading was a childhood chore, not a grown-up pleasure. I thought, there was always something I have to do that is better than reading. But that perspective shifted once I started reading with intention. It opened my mind to what reading is. You don't have to read because you are forced to. I then became a huge believer in the transformative power of reading and knowledge. A simple habit can expand your awareness, help you think critically and creatively. Plus, it melts away stress. I made a small goal. I was going to read 10 pages a day. I did this goal, and I started carrying books everywhere. It didn't matter where I was going, I would be reading a book in my off time. I found that reading did not have to be an ordeal. There was something almost magical about losing myself in a good book, away from the noise of everyday life. Soon after practicing all of this, I started to notice new things. What I was amazed with is all the new words, and my skills of speaking became better, because all the words became easy to use and flow with my speech. Because the practice made me realize that it was a practice and art form. Another benefit was, it also gave me a new view to seeing the world. Reading wasn't just a way to learn new things. It was a path to deeper understanding. One night, I found myself engrossed in a book about Stoicism. And wow, it opened my eyes. I did not have to concern myself with things that I could not control. It helped me to be calm and resilient. But also, I started reading more fiction. I found the beauty with writing and the ability to connect with others on a deeper scale. I learned about authors I would have never seen before. That is why, take some time to read a book and give it a try. You might be surprised that opening a book might just change your life. Last but definitely not least, we reach habit number 7, expressing gratitude. This isn't just some feel-good exercise. It's a powerhouse habit with the potential to completely reshape your life. It's more than just saying thank you. It's a way of seeing, a way of training your mind to find the good even when things are tough. I used to be laser-focused on what I lacked: a bigger paycheck, more recognition, a constant state of bliss. But all of that changed when I discovered gratitude. It turned out I already had so much to appreciate. I started a gratitude journal. Nothing fancy, Just a simple notebook where I jotted down 3 things I was grateful for each day. It could be as ordinary as that first cup of coffee in the morning, a random act of kindness, or a perfect blue sky. This simple act of writing shifted my mind from what I didn't have to appreciating what I did have. This helped me practice kindness with others and what made me happy. By doing this, you will help them with what the world that we live in. Now, I challenge you to help the world by writing a gratitude journal and changing the way you think. It helps you sleep, boosts your immune system, and even lowers blood pressure. I challenge you to start right now. I promise, this is a small act with the power to transform your whole world. Well, we've reached the end. 7 simple habits that sparked a complete revolution in my life, all within the span of a week. I truly hope this exploration has left you feeling inspired and empowered. But I can't stress enough, lasting change isn't a destination. It's a process. It takes time, dedication, and a whole lot of self-compassion to integrate these habits into your daily routine. But it is possible. Today, I urge you to begin your path. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for sharing this space with me. I'm sending you all my best wishes as you write your own incredible chapter. That's it for today's episode. Which of those 7 habits resonated with you the most? Leave a comment down below and let me know what you want to see me tackle next. If you did indeed enjoy watching today's content, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for joining me here on Successful Life DH. You can all be successful and make a difference. Now go out there and do just that.